All right, fellas, here we go. So we got these 14ers coming up end of August. This is kind of a quick lowdown on basic gear, kind of what I'm bringing. Everything from like sleeping to the actual hike, a couple odds and ends. So starting out with sleeping, you can do a hammock or a tent. I'm a hammock guy. This is a, I don't know if you can see it, right? So it's an Eno double nest. This thing's awesome. Where we're going is gonna be a lot of trees. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to put a tent down. So the hammock works great, doubles as a chair, kind of seat, relax, whatever you wanna do. So you need the hammock, the nest. You'll need 2 of these straps or hanging systems. This is what connects it to the trees. And then that's also the same brand. So that's what these are, if you can see that. And then we usually don't get rained on, but the same brand as Eno makes a Pro Fly rain tarp, which goes over top of it. So I usually bring this, and if there's rain in the forecast, I put it up. And if there's not, I don't. Now, if you are not a hammock person, you can always do a tent. This is the MSR Hubba Hubba 3. This is it says it's a 3-person tent. I'm a giant, so it's really just a 2-person tent. So you can do a tent. They're not very big, which is nice, but if you're gonna sleep in it alone, probably wanna get yourself at least a 2-person tent so you can sleep comfortably, keep some gear in there, or like a 3-person tent and you can share with a friend. So that's the covering. Sleeping bag. So I really like, I like this Disco here. So again, I'm a giant, so it's a little bit bigger. I got a bigger version, but 15 degrees, more than warm enough. It's kind of got like that Eskimo hood, so it can kind of go over your face and breaks down pretty small. But I wouldn't, 25 degrees, it gets a little bit cold there at night. So I thought the 15 degree or colder, I mean, if you want to go even lower, is going to keep you warm. And then this is pretty critical. So you need some sort of sleeping pad. Even though you're in a hammock, or if you're in a tent, either way, you want a sleeping pad underneath you. And it's gonna, again, keep that cold from getting to your body, waking you up, make things a little more comfortable. Yeah, so I got the Airstream pump stack, really, really nice from sea to summit. Any pad is gonna be fine. Just make sure you know how to use it, blow it up, take it down, whatever it is. It'll fit right inside your hammock and it helps kind of insulate you. For the hike itself, these are the boots I'm using. So this is probably my 2nd or 3rd pair of these, but these Salomon Gore-Tex are awesome. Pretty flexible in the toe, pretty light. The X Ultra 4 kind of looks like a basketball shoe. So you can see I use these a lot, good grip. So that's what, those are the boots I'm hiking in. I do use poles. So these are Black Diamond poles. If you go to REI, it's where I pretty much get all my stuff. It will give you your hole based on your height, however tall you are. So that's the size pole you need. These are 130 centimeter distance Z. Just a great pole, great for hiking. What was important to me is that they break down small enough that they fit inside my carry-on. So some of these poles will telescope versus break down like this. I usually only bring a carry-on size suitcase when I fly, so I wanted something that would fit inside it, and these do. But I definitely recommend poles, all different kinds of styles. Like I said, telescoping, cork tops. These are just kind of a synthetic top there, but really just, I mean, nice going up, but really nice taking the pressure off your knees when you're coming down the mountain. So I think poles are a home run. You know, I think you need a hat. So regular hat or, you know, dad hat, depends on how you deal with sun on your ears. But I would bring a hat, hiking socks, and again, pick them up REI or Sierra Trading Company or wherever. But I think you want an actual hiking sock. These are Right socks. There's a bunch of different brands, but I wouldn't hike in just a regular cotton sock because we'll be hiking for a long way. Similar, cotton is the enemy, cotton is the devil. So some sort of synthetic underwear is going to help. It goes back and forth from hot to cold, so I'll usually wear something like a dry fit shirt, t-shirt, and then if I get cold, just like a long sleeve dry fit t-shirt. So something like this, or even something with a hood, just because sometimes that sun can really beat down on you once you're out of the trees. And then I usually bring like a rain jacket. And so between those many layers, I'm usually warm enough up top. If we go and the temperatures look really cold, then I got like a puffy jacket. But I typically don't bring this on these hikes because we're going at the end of August. And usually it's pretty warm, but I take it with me and then decide whether or not I'm gonna hike it up the mountain because I don't like taking a bunch of stuff if I don't have to. Pants, look, for some of you crazy people who never get cold, you can wear shorts whenever you want, but hiking pants, they're just kind of a synthetic pants. These ones are Mammoth right there. Those are my kids, they're crazy in the background. But just some sort of like dry wicking, sweat wicking tech pant I think is really nice. You can do the ones that zip off at the legs, or you can roll them up, whatever you want to do. And then kind of the last piece is, again, this is just if I'm gonna get really cold. All right, as I was saying, like if you're really worried about getting cold, bring a beanie with you. I think gloves are a good idea, just because again, your hands are exposed, so you don't need something super thick, kind of almost like a running glove. And then last thing I do that keeps me warm, go America, is keeps the face warm, lets you breathe. So that's kind of like, that's my gear that I actually hike in. I'm still deciding on a backpack. You don't need a giant backpack. So, I'm between, I got like a smaller kind of summit pack or one that's a little bit bigger. I'm still gonna figure out which one I'm gonna use, but you're not bringing a ton of stuff with you. I'm always gonna bring like a 3 liters of water, like a bladder of water. And then I'll probably throw a couple of other water bottles in there as well for the hike up. Sunscreen, because you're gonna get some exposure up there, so you want some sunscreen. That sun's gonna be bright. And then really after that, you might bring like some hydration stuff, 5 Hour Energy. I like these, Cliff makes these energy hiking blocks. Those are kind of fun. I'm always gonna throw in like a bag of snacks, right? So I'm probably gonna bring in like Goldfish crackers, Doritos. I love a little bag of carbs, so I would throw that in there. Dude wipes, toilet paper, something like that. Throw a little bit in your bag because nothing's worse than using the wrong leaf. Headlamp. So if we start out early, if we start out like 4 in the morning, which I hope we don't, you're gonna want a headlamp. Also good to have around camp. And then I'll, maybe bring some AirPods or a camera or journal or something. But that's it. That's pretty much all I bring for the hike. And then a couple other things around camp. Some years, because we're in the woods, bug spray is a home run. This is the stove, so we'll have a couple of these. You don't need to get one of these if you're going, if you're going with us, like we usually bring 2 or 3 of these. You just boil water in this, and this is the fuel we use. We don't buy it here. We put it on the plane because you can't bring it on a plane, so we buy our fuel out in Colorado. But that goes together. We cook that up, boil the water, and then for a meal, usually something like this. Pop that open, dump the hot water in there, mix it up, and there's dinner. So this one is 3 cheese mac and cheese. It's good for like 400 years. So get a couple of those. We do the same thing with coffee. So again, we boil the water, put in our little coffee cup, luxury, instant coffee, boom, caffeine right into the blood system. So I don't think you need a stove if you're going with us, because like I said, we've got a few community stoves, but I would pick up like a coffee cup and then one of those, probably those meals just for dinner. Like we'll be hiking, so we're just kind of eating protein bars or whatever for lunch, but those are for dinner. If you're a breakfast person, get some for breakfast too. You want something to eat it with. So spoon, fork kind of deal. And then last kind of cool thing, so when you're sitting around camp, if you're not sitting in your hammock, you know, you might want to bring like a little chair, or you know, one of these deals off of Amazon just to sit on. Gives you something just in between you and either the rock or the tree that you're sitting on. So yeah, that is 30,000 foot overview for what you need for camping at the base of the mountain and hiking a 14er. Yeah, hopefully that's enough. So if you have questions, let me know. Thanks.